For a long time, we believed the universe was nothing but silence and darkness, a vast, distant place, seemingly indifferent to our questions. Then, one day, something happened. Something that sparked a troubling doubt. What if we weren't the only ones listening? It wasn't a voice. It wasn't an image. It was a signal. So precise, so unusual, that it still baffles science today. This is the story of the WOW signal. An event that lasted just 72 seconds, yet enough to change forever the way we look at the sky. It's the night of August 15th, 1977. In the United States, in Ohio, a massive radio telescope called Big Ear is aimed at deep space. An imposing structure built by Ohio State University, as large as 3 football fields. It is not mobile. It does not follow the stars. It is the rotation of the Earth that lets the sky sweep above it. Big Ear isn't observing images. It sees nothing. It is listening. Listening to the background noise of the universe. A continuous sea of random signals, interference, natural pulses. This is the work of the SETI project, searching for traces of non-human intelligence. A patient task, repetitive, often frustrating. Most nights, nothing happens. But that night, something did. Suddenly, among thousands of ordinary data points, something different appears. A powerful signal, clean, stable, coming from a precise point in the sky in the constellation Sagittarius, not far from the center of the Milky Way. The signal rises quickly, peaks, then slowly fades until it disappears, exactly as you would expect from a distant source crossing the telescope's field of view. Total duration, 72 seconds. 72 seconds that no one hears in real time. Because in 1977, computers did not record audio. They printed numbers. Endless columns of data on punched cards. Only days later does astronomer Jerry Ehman examine those sheets, page after page, line after line. Then he stops, rereads, leans closer. That value shouldn't be there. The signal is so intense, it's coded with a sequence never seen before. 6EQUJ5. A combination that shows a gradual increase in intensity, a peak, and a perfectly symmetrical decrease. Ehman takes a red pen, circles that line, and writes a single word next to the numbers. Wow. Nothing more was needed. What makes the WOW signal so unsettling isn't just its strength. It's the way it presents itself. Pulsars emit regular pulses. Quasars produce chaotic signals. Cosmic emissions fluctuate, change, distort. Not this signal. It's narrow in frequency, precise, concentrated, and above all, it's tuned to 1420 megahertz. The hydrogen frequency, the most abundant element in the universe, the building block of stars, galaxies, and life. For decades, scientists had hypothesized that an advanced civilization would choose this frequency to communicate, a universal channel. A cosmic language understandable to anyone studying the universe. And then the question arises, Coincidence or intention? Of course, the scientific community sought explanations. A comet, perhaps. For years, this theory seemed plausible. But later studies showed that no known comet was in that position at that time. An artificial satellite? Unlikely. In 1977, no human-made object transmitted on that frequency. Terrestrial interference? Even less convincing. The signal appears in only one of Big Ear's 2 receivers, exactly as expected from a distant source, not from Earth. And the most disturbing fact? The signal never returned. The telescope was re-aimed at the same point, again and again, for weeks, for months, for years. Nothing. Only silence. If it had been a natural phenomenon, it should have repeated. If it had been human, someone should have recognized it. But neither happened. And so a more uncomfortable possibility remains. That it wasn't meant to last. That it was a single event. A beacon lit for a moment. A message never repeated. Or perhaps an attempt. Some speculate it was a deliberate transmission, a "we are here" sent into the cosmic void. Others think it was intercepted by accident, a fragment, a reflection, a lost signal. And then there's the most unsettling idea of all, that someone sent that signal, waited for a response, and never received one. In 1977, humanity wasn't ready. We had no single voice. We didn't know what to say. And above all, we didn't know if responding would be a good idea. So the moment passed, and silence returned to fill the sky. Today, the WOW signal remains officially unexplained. It is not definitive proof of extraterrestrial life, but neither is it something we can ignore. It's a crack in our certainty, a reminder that the universe might not be as silent as we think. And perhaps we are not alone in asking questions. For millennia, humans have looked at the stars asking, is anyone out there? For 72 seconds on a summer night in 1977, it seemed that the universe was asking us the same question. What do you think the WOW signal really was? I am Armil. I observe, and I continue listening to what the universe has to offer. If this story left you with a doubt, share it in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey, subscribe to the channel and continue exploring the Unexplained Events playlist. Because often, it is from doubt that knowledge is born.